AFJ family members. Today, I stand side by side with Sophia and my AFJ family members and sing loudly that I am on the freedom side. Once again, welcome to our first cultural expression celebration. This has been an AFJ team effort on all fronts. I am honored to present this multi-dimensional, multifaceted, colorful, passionate, emotionally charged, and organized, beautiful display of thoughts, feelings, experiences, and the relentless drive of the AFJ members and our incarcerated loved ones. Please take a few seconds to place your screen on speaker view opposed to gallery. This will ensure your perfect view of each of the presenters. At the end of the show, you will have the opportunity to meet, greet, and engage the artists in breakout rooms. Thank you for joining us and enjoy.
We honor our ancestors with infinite gratitude for life, strength, and the fortitude to forge ahead as one. Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
So now we're here from Phoebe.
Hello.
Hi, Phoebe. Welcome.
Phoebe, you're muted.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's an honor to
Hi,
be
Phoebe.
here. You hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
It's an honor to be here tonight. I'm one who's been on a journey from the beginning. I met Sophia, who came to Ithaca to meet someone else, and she met me, and it was love at first sight. So, what I'd like to say is my gratitude to AFJ for helping me to find meaning, to helping me to understand a system I never understood before, and learning more about what it means to have a loved one incarcerated. When my son was incarcerated, I didn't have AFJ. So I had the attitude of you do the crime, you do the time. And being a part of AFJ has allowed me to grow in many areas in my life, and most importantly, of understanding what it means to have a loved one incarcerated and for someone to be incarcerated. So thank you for giving me meaning to life. Thank you and thank you for meeting the warrior women. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Through various forms of creative expression, those directly impacted families and incarcerated people express their truth. Our voices are heard.
So now we're here from Ms. V, Ms. Verdina.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
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 Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, okay. I have. AFJ has been a great help to me and my husband. I really appreciate all the great work they have done. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. This next AFJ appreciation comes from Aisha Hamilton, and I'm honored to share her sentiments on her behalf. For me, AFJ means hope. Back in May 2020, when I received an email about visiting policy meetings for families, I was more than excited, ready to join. At that point, it had been months since I saw my loved one, and I was ready to get into action. Over the last few months, AFJ has been the voice for many families in New York State, and I am simply grateful to be a part of a powerful organization whose tagline of support, empower, and mobilize families is exactly what they do. What AFJ means to me is knowing that I have allies and I won't have to navigate the policies of DOCCS alone. The Alliance of Families for Justice is a wonderful resource, not only to families, but also to the entire community of mass incarcerated people. Thank you. So next we'll have our first spoken word artist, Miss M. Let's show our love for Miss M. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please wake up. I see the familiar faces on the visit floor, dedicated mothers, wives, sisters, girlfriends, visiting the men they love. Some are still just boys. I believe there is no stronger woman than these committed women. Are you worthy, or are you still caught up in your own selfishness? That same selfishness that has kept you away from your child's first steps, their school dance, their first crush, their many graduations, your son's first car, father-daughter dance at your daughter's wedding, the birth of your child's first child, your mom and dad's last breath. You fought so hard for streets that were not yours, and the consequences of that battle is your freedom. Will you fight that hard to right your wrongs? To show those who wake up early in the morning to share a few hours with you each week, drop off that care package, put money on your books, just to make sure you can get by, that you are working on you so you can be better for them? We allow the guns and the drugs into our neighborhoods. Why? Why do we allow this poison to rob our youth of their innocence, their freedom, their lives? For every one of us who makes it out alive, there is another one of us labeling that person a sellout. Wake up. Unify. Through unity and support, we can accomplish mass success rather than mass incarceration. There truly is strength in numbers. Educate. Haven't you heard knowledge is power? Ignorance breeds oppression. Develop yourselves, your children, your communities. Be the best you that you can be and see the best in others. Build up, give back to society, and teach others to be productive members of the communities we live in. We all need to wake up. It starts and ends with each one of us behind the wall and in the world. Value yourselves. You are more than a statistic. Together, we can change the world. See beyond our differences, our hoods, our sets. So much good can be accomplished through unity. Wake up. Society has labeled us minorities, less than. I am not. You are not less than. But only when we unite can we become more than they ever expected us to be. Wake up, grow up, build up, step up. Please wake up, Mrs. M.
Next on the stage will be Miss Martha Acklesberg and Miss Judith Plaskow.
We have learned so much through our involvement with AFJ about the challenges facing families with incarcerated loved ones and how to come together to create change.
It's been wonderful to be able to participate virtually and occasionally in person in the powerful organizing that has continued and even ramped up in the midst of the pandemic.
What AFJ means to me is a safe space to honor my feelings, gain strength and encouragement from my sisters and brothers, letting me know that I'm not alone in this journey of having a loved one who is incarcerated. AFJ gives me the courage and determination to keep fighting for justice and the freedom of our incarcerated loved ones. AFJ is helping me cultivate my purpose. Tasha Sanders.
Good evening to you all. What AFJ means to me. I am in a neighborhood where I feel safe and free to express the unbearable conditions that haunt our Black communities. As I yearn to restore and build what was not promised to me, I feel the multiple layers of my existence and purpose spearing through the soul within me. A space where my outcry will never be silenced away, and the wise leaders of AFJ will show me the way. In this safe haven, I will be more than okay. This is what Alliance of Families mean to me, and I humbly thank you, Sophia, for your belief in me. Peace and blessings to you all. I am Takesha Newton.
At the start of every AFJ organizing meeting, Thursdays at 6 p.m., our facilitator and project manager, Akira, welcomes us and invites us to give one word to describe how we're coming into the meeting, just one word to describe the state that we're in. After the meeting is over, we again share one word to describe how we're feeling. Akira has taken these words and created word art, and these are the slides that you will see. She weeps. She weeps for her lost boy, the son who will always be her world. What she would have done back then in order to give him a chance to win. Instead, now she weeps. She weeps for her prince, who is now a king, for the desires temporarily retired, for the career he never got to choose, for the years he's had to lose, for the games he never got to play, 'cause the streets made him go another way. She weeps. For the sick nights she couldn't make better, for the memories created through letters, for the pain he must hide in order to make it in the inside. She weeps. For the wedding she can't plan, for not seeing him go from a boy to a man, for the daughter-in-law she'll never know, for not having tons of grandkids to watch grow. How her heart aches, seeing her king struggle in order not to break. She weeps. For the visits missed, the time not shared, the days in which he felt no one cared, hoping he finds a special one for the time he needs more than a mother's love to her son. But her tears she keeps, no matter what's going on, in order to keep him strong. The scars of life she wears on her back. But for her son, she must do all that as she weeps. Aisha Tobert. Our lives will not stop because we are not accepted. This system will not control or determine the outcome of our legacy. We will continue to fight for our love and freedom to overcome our oppressors. They have temporarily incarcerated our body and hearts, but they can never incarcerate our spirits, our minds, or our dreams. The Marstons, McKinney.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Yaki Rumley, and I've been volunteering with AFJ for over a year now. And I want to talk about what AFJ means to me. For me, AFJ means a sense of family for those who are either formerly incarcerated or have a loved one who is currently incarcerated. As someone who was formerly incarcerated, I love the way that AFJ is actively involved with advocating for those who are incarcerated. In addition to all of the community outreach projects that AFJ is about, and helping those families that are always in need. I personally love volunteering and helping out any way that I can, because volunteering and helping others is a way to give back to my community. So I know how society looks down on those who are formerly incarcerated, and I try my best to help out those individuals who are just coming home by showing support and marching and helping out any way that I can. And that's what AFJ means to me.
Good evening. I would like to share a few words about what AFJ means to me. Afterwards, I will share a poem. AFJ brings me tranquility. AFJ gives me hope that things are going to be all right. To know that I am surrounded by warriors who, like me, are fighting for the same cause reminds me that I am not alone. Thank you, AFJ. Here is to many more years of fighting for what is right. Imagine a world. Imagine a world without your face. It would be a pretty dark place. No friendship to navigate a cold place. No warm hugs or kisses to soothe a savage day. Imagine a world without your face. No strong arms to uplift me when I am weak and feeling out of place. Imagine a world without your face, whose lips would whisper, "I love you, girl," to my face. I cannot imagine a world without your face. I am Emanuela Pierre. Thank you.
AFJ is the most genuine nonprofit I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of. Sophia follows the issues of the people and leads with humility. Working with AFJ is to be a part of the people's movement led by the people. Stella.
Lord, Come into my heart, show me the way, and look out for those that do right. Amen. Freedom.
It's often hard to put your feelings into words, but I will try to express with words what AFJ means to me. AFJ has been a savior to me. This organization is actually a family. They are my family, an amazing group of warrior women and men who are there not only to battle the injustices that our loved ones face behind the walls, but we are also there to support each other during the difficult times and rejoice with one another during the good ones. AFJ provides, AFJ provides support and information to a community that can be very lonely at times and are often forgotten or looked at with a side eye. Prior to becoming a part of AFJ, I often felt alone, like no one could understand the struggles I was going through. Upon joining AFJ, I have gained my voice and allowed my inner strength to shine through without fear of failure. I am accepted and loved, and that is a feeling that every single person should feel. I thank AFJ for all they have shown me, taught me, and especially for allowing me to be myself without judgment. I am Kenya D. Thorpe. I'm going to read a poem inspired by Kings, written by Kobe. A Passion of Love. As sure as the heart beats for the body at rest, so goes the thundering march of warriors as their beloveds are away. As assured as the determination that propels the promise, so goes their pride and poise, buoyed by the blood of love. Azure skies reflect the eyes of their upturned faces, refreshing to let the chin, refusing to let the chin graze the chest. Tears of sadness turn to voices in unison for justice. Shoulder support shoulder. Alliances formed by common threads. Love through love spawned family anew. A quiet breeze moves the curtain. Our poignant thank you. Lonely the quiet home, a place in waiting. A new manifestation of historical strides. Ease on down the road with lessons learned. Let the journey edify, challenge the destiny to be sweeter. Once a clenched fist flung defiantly into the air, now a hand enjoined to others' wrist, and so on and so on. Thank you.
I was emotionally blinded while living apart from my better half, my king. In need of support and guidance, I felt uneasy, misled at every turn, and sometimes frustrated during and in between visits until the day I discovered AFJ. I have since learned how to focus my pain and transform it into productive, creative, and organized statements, all in the name of love. Thank you, AFJ. Much respect, Karima.
We'll now hear from Miss Linda Rousseau.
Hi, everyone. I've been here since the beginning, and it's been an amazing journey. I have learned how racist, unjust, and punitive incarceration is on so many levels. That's why I appreciate the way AFJ empowers families of the incarcerated by teaching them tools to initiate actions, to bring about the change beneficial to their loved ones. AFJ, caring and committed. Way to go.
In July of 2020, AFJ members gathered for a car caravan protest. We created images, word art, posters, and car art, and circled the ground of government officials in Albany to ensure our voices were collectively heard as we announced our desires to bring back our visits and FRPs with CDC guidelines in place. At the end of creating together, eating together, and protesting as one, we came together to take this photo. Thank you.
Together, we remain dedicated to justice. Thank you, AFJ, for this platform. Join the cause today. You can reach us at afj-ny.org and 347-973-0580. Thank you.
I want to thank all of our presenters, and I will ask you to collectively, you can unmute now, I think. Let's applaud and snap them up, because I think they did an absolutely wonderful job. I hope you enjoyed it. And we're not done. We're going to give you an opportunity to talk with the various spoken word artists and visual artists. Emily is going to make some magic happen in a moment. We're all going to show up in breakout rooms, and we'll have a few minutes to talk and ask questions of the various presenters. Yes, and Evan, who's our junior artist. Where are you, Evan? Our junior artist Evan. And advocate in the training. There you go. Okay.
I love it.
Think he's gonna have, will he have a few minutes to be with us, Ruth, before you have to sign off?
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I got to 45.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so we're gonna go into breakout rooms, and then after we come out of the breakout rooms, I'm gonna share some exciting information with you, and we'll close out. Okay, see you in a few minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Yaki. You did a great job.
How you doing?
Good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I was a little nervous, but then I got through it.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Well, Broadway is waiting, y'all. Okay.
Off Broadway, one of the two. Yep.
So let's see if we get some audience members in the room with us. More people expected now? Okay. So they're going to show up in a moment. You all did a wonderful job. Everybody got past the jitters?
Yeah.
Okay. Ferdina, how you feeling?
Good.
Good, good. You did wonderful. Hi, Rebecca.
Thank you.
So as you get breakout room assignments, please go ahead and join those breakout rooms so you can mix and mingle with the artists. We've divided the artists evenly among the breakout rooms, and we're assigning people randomly to different rooms. Thank you.
This is funny because our breakout room, we all know each other. There should be some people joining us who haven't been on our meetings.
Okay.
Hakeem, how you doing, brother? You're on mute there. We're not hearing you, Pot. Let me see if you have to come off of mute.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
Very good, very good.
I
Wow.
like it.
It's a big time evening for us, you know, so many smiles, such fine words, artwork, you know, the words was just like deeply moving, you know, like families talking about family and reaching out and, you know, the kind of hope that AFJ extends to all those who are connected with AFJ. That's beautiful. And, you know, just to feel that everyone is gathered to pay homage to the experiences that we have enjoyed, you know? Amen. And it's been a journey, a long journey, and it's going to continue to be a journey, you know. But we got a serious posse, so I'll pull back just now and let y'all take the rest of it.
But do you want to introduce yourself? I don't know. Does everyone know Hakeem? Hakeem works with AFJ.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know.
I just
Hi,
assumed.
yeah, nice to meet you. We're the families. I've never met you. My name is Rebecca Caban. I am heavily impacted. I've had several family members formerly incarcerated, and my loved one is currently incarcerated for way too long now, since 2011. So I'm still being strong and holding up the fight. I'll never give up. So I want to thank all of you for supporting me. Sophia, you're an angel. Thank you for everything that you're doing and fighting for me. I'm seeing all my artwork and I can feel my pain still. So, but it's making me smile now that I can express myself in some kind of way, shape, or form. Amen. So thank you so much.
Awesome, Rebecca. I'm so glad you could be with us. And Nathaniel was there holding his sign for his dad. That was wonderful.
Oh, look who's there. He's on the phone, big guy.
Who's with us? Oh, Danny's in this room.
Danny said, yeah.
Oh, welcome, Danny.
Good to see you, Danny.
Danny, what did you think?
Cool. We're on a break now? It's really lovely.
You want to share your impressions with the folks in our breakout room?
The breakout room, Kenya, you're wonderful. I mean, it was really, really inspiring, and connecting voices is a beautiful way of connecting voices through spoken word, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. I was trying to find ways to get some other people on. With my limited acumen for this kind of stuff, technology. But I was sure. But it was really, thank you so much, I mean, for everyone who's read thus far. And we got some more, right?
Yeah, when we come back from the breakout rooms, we'll have a few closing comments. And I don't know if you and Sonia want to share your impressions with the whole group. There'll be space if you want to do that.
Okay.
And then I'll make some announcements.
Okay. All right then.
And I want to ask the folks who are in this room who presented this evening, if there's anything else that you want to share that you were feeling as you were presenting or as you were preparing for tonight.
I just want to thank everybody for coming.
Mm.
When I said AFJ is my family, I truly feel that way. And during listening to everybody read what they read and share what they shared, and seeing everybody's pictures, and it just I found myself fighting back tears because this is just such a beautiful place for us to be, and being able to share with each other, without worrying about judgment. And it's just, I'm just truly, truly, truly thankful for what AFJ has brought into my life. Some some you don't know. I live in a place that is not always very friendly to people like me. And I live way up north, away from a lot of the family members that are in AFJ. But I tell you, I couldn't feel closer to these people. And some of them I've seen in person, but didn't know before AFJ, like Rebecca. I've seen Rebecca and I've seen her son. And, I always look at them and I'm like, see them on a visit and, they're so happy and it's just beautiful. And then I meet them actually on here. And it's beautiful. And I am truly thankful.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I feel the same way. It's like those Thursdays, it's like a safe space for us to share what's going on. And, like myself, who's formerly incarcerated, this is a wonderful thing just to hear what you guys are going through and think about what I went through and just the challenges that we face, praying for our loved ones, always fighting for them. And even now, even being out, I still go through the same thing, even as a teacher. Before I was teaching in Newark public schools, just getting clearance just to teach physical education. The challenges you face. People don't want to hire you because of your previous criminal conviction, but you have to keep going. So, I really want to say that this is a family for me. And like I said, Sophia has been wonderful, like a second mother. I didn't have the motherly support when I was incarcerated. My father was there. So for me, just being able to be in this type of safe space and hearing stories and everything really is very uplifting.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Does anybody else have anything they want to share? Or any questions for the artists or the spoken word folks about what they said?
And we just want to say thank you to Kenya, Yakik, everyone. And next year, I'm going to speak too. I'm going to make some nice poems. I think I was a little shy, but I guess with the pandemic and what I was going through, I decided to write it on paper like a picture of all the times, I'm missing your anniversary, I'm missing your birthday, I love you. Like, we really can't be together, but I'm going to have some spoken words next year. Y'all going to hear me. And thank you so much for all your support.
Amen.
Rebecca,
we got your back. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I have no doubt about that. And we have plenty of more work to do for folks inside and more family members, right? Plenty more work. So let me check with my my right arm. Well, she's on my left today. What time do we have in breakout rooms? I think we should go back because I want to. How about 60-second notice?
Why don't we say 2-minute warning? I can broadcast a message.
Okay.
I'll say 2 more minutes and then I'll close the room.
Okay.
Sophia, I want you to know that I was wearing my AFJ t-shirt all day long, out and about. Had a few people stop me. What's that all about? I chit-chatted with them and so on and so forth, So I see most of us here are wearing the colors. Danny, I see you. There we go. So here we are.
All right.
Here we are, indeed.
you're not really like, fashionable if you don't have on one of these.
I heard that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that, yes, indeed. And Kenya, I would like to say too that I really felt what you said. Like it really touched me. When you think of AFJ as family, a space that's reserved for you, for our family. It's a place to, to unpack, to unwind, just feel, hugged, and very, very welcomed and whatnot, that it's home. I really was moved by that. And thank you for sharing it.
Thank you. Thank you. I just, like I said, oh, am I on mute? Or can you hear
No,
me?
you're good. I can hear you. We can hear you.
Sorry about that. I just, I mean, I don't know how to express it enough. Sometimes words aren't strong enough to express truly how you feel. But when you're in a place where you feel like anytime you speak about your truth and your reality, people are looking at you, really giving you the side eye, like, did she just say that? Or is she really in like, oh, or, they just give you that look and you know what that look means. You know how it makes you feel. But to have a place where you don't get that look and you don't get that feel.
Yeah.
It's more than I can express with words. It means more to me than I can express with words. So I thank you all.
It's heard and felt.
Amen.
It really is.
Amen.
Awesome. Okay, I'm not going to start and get teary. I'm trying not to.
Sophia, I've been fighting back tears the whole time.
Really?
Yes, Mrs. M sent me a message.
Mrs. M,
like,
yes.
I'm gonna fight. And she's like, I'm gonna cry. It's like, don't do it, please, please don't. I still have to read. Yes.
When I see her again, I'm gonna give her a big hug. I don't care if I have my mask on or not. That was
Spray her down with Lysol, girl. She'll be all right. Oh, yes.
And Danny, I want to thank you for all that you do for us, and a super shout out for inviting Sonia Sanchez to join us tonight. That was super special. I really appreciate it.
She's coming back for the second part. I didn't know we're going. I would have invited her to the breakout room, but she's coming back.
So it's okay. Emily contacted her and let her know what's happening, and we're going to be having a tea break. Okay, so we're going to be going back into the larger session in just a minute, I guess.
I mean, any minute now. We said 2 minutes.
Okay. So it'll be
now.
So I have some announcements, some good news when we come back. See you in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, just click leave breakout room. Okay, is everybody coming back in?
They'll all come back in 5 more seconds when the breakout room.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Now they're going back.
All right. Mrs. M, hit that ball out the park.
Thank you.
All of you did.
Yeah, it was so beautiful. Everything was so nice.
It was really nice to be in the breakout rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Some really good conversation took place.
Okay.
We needed more time in the breakout rooms.
I know, girl. Do you know I was just talking in the break. Well, I was just talking in the break room. I was like, AFJ means this to me. And next thing you know, it cut me off.
Yeah, we were having fun in the breakout room, right, Linda and Sheena?
Oh no, don't worry, don't worry. We still have time. There's gonna be time.
And you know, I called Emily on the phone like, Em, we just need 3 more minutes. Em, please, come on.
So we have time for a little improv appreciation for people who didn't get to speak earlier if they want to. And you know what happens when I have free reign of the mic and I start calling on people. So get ready.
All right. I see Brother Hakeem over there. How you doing, brother? Nice to see you.
You missed this part, Roz. He had the nerve to tell us he wore his AFJ shirt all day today, and people were asking him about it all day. And then apparently he decided to take it off. What's with that?
Hey, Hakeem.
Okay, I'm glad he's here with us.
Yeah, nice.
Welcome.
Okay, I'm going to start with Lucita. Where are you? You said you were just in the middle of saying something and then you got cut off.
Yes, right. I was in the middle of telling everybody what AFJ means to me. And I was telling them when my husband was, I did the 25 years with him, it was nowhere to turn to. You know, you would have to get information from the vans or whatever people say, you would have to go and take that and run with it. But once I connect with AFJ, it was just like a blessing because now I could come to here and I could hear things that's going on. That way I could go back and let my husband know the correct information than just hearing it from a third party, which is not true. So I'm very grateful for AFJ. I'm really grateful. And even if he was to get out in maybe 7 more months, he goes to the board. And if he get out, I would still be connected to AFJ.
Wow.
So Sophia, you're a blessing to me, and you know it. And everybody else that's here. So I'm happy. Thank you. You can't see me crying because my picture's up, but thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Lucita. Fabi, did you want to speak?
I was just telling our group in the breakout room that I'm usually a background person. And when Emma invited me to this program, I was so happy because the pandemic impacted all our lives. It was something we've never experienced. And we had lack of even down to toilet tissue, PPEs for health workers. But just imagine our loved ones behind bars. They were already a forgotten group. They were even more forgotten during this pandemic. And through the help of AFJ and the information that I've gathered with you guys and know, protesting, advocating that you guys do for our loved ones that's behind bars is tremendous and it's truly, truly appreciated. And like Lucita said, the information is valid that you can go, okay, have peace of mind and say, okay, this is what's going on. This is what we have to do. This is what, you know, that's going down the pipelines to kind of like better arm ourselves, you know, to be guided. So I thank you guys for the wealth of information and things that you do every day for our loved ones that's incarcerated and also getting us involved because I would have never gotten involved and as much as I did had it not been through the guidance of you guys, and I thank you for that. And AFJ just priceless. You guys are just priceless. Y'all awesome. My new word, awesomeness.
Thank you, Fabi.
Love you guys.
Now, Akira, you've been sitting over there. I know you're sitting in the car, and many of the people who are on the meetings on Thursday night hear you, but our visitors for tonight don't really know the role you play. So, yeah, I'm gonna call you out. We're gonna hear your voice tonight. What you want to share?
Well, peace, everyone. Thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. You know, sometimes I sit back and I think about myself, and I'm really not a person who I'm not a person who pushes to the front or wants to be the one to speak. I like to lean back, but I think that people who really know me would not think that that is really how I mostly roll. But I always say, if you squeeze me, I become very prickly. If you poke me, I will have a lot to say. And that's what this situation with incarceration has really done. Um, and I feel as I'm grateful for AFJ. I'm grateful for the platform that AFJ provides. I'm grateful for the leadership that Sophia provides, the friendship, the motherhood, the support. I'm grateful for all of you here tonight and always. I'm grateful for all the strength that we share and our ability to support one another. And I'm grateful for my ability to speak whenever I can and represent us, our families, our incarcerated loved ones. And my tongue can be quite slicing and dicing when needed. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my ability to articulate. I'm grateful for my fearlessness, even though my heart could be pumping and my blood is boiling, but I'll say what I have to say in the circles that need to hear it. And I'm very, very grateful to represent all of us in various settings. I'm grateful for the new friendships that we have. As has been stated over and over again, this is like a silent suffering. This is something that so many of us deal with every day. We pass people on the street and nobody speaks about it. We go to visits, we sit in the visiting room and everybody's silent, in the intake. We're all going through the same thing, but there's this silence, there's this isolation, there's this elephant that sits in the room all the time that nobody speaks about. And we don't speak about it in our community as much as we should. We don't speak about it in our families. Yet we have so many people who are impacted, even if it's not the person who's incarcerated. That one person spreads out to their mother, their father, their grandparents, their uncles, aunts, nephews, nieces, children if they have them, grandchildren. It's just, and then not even to talk about friends, right? So it's just such a big part of society that nobody wants to address. And I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful for our strength so that we can address the needs that must be spoken about, and so that we can be the change and we can push for the changes that need to happen. Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say. So I came to AFJ in 2018 when the Department of Corrections decided to eliminate the packages where visitors could no longer bring packages. And I said at that point, oh, hell no. It's time for me to do something, and I'm going to do something. I'm going to find something. If I don't find something, I'm going to do something myself. And I started searching and searching and searching. And I called multiple organizations and everyone was kind of like, whatever. And I called Sophia and she was like, oh, why don't you come down to the office today? And I was like, okay. And I told her, I said, well, you're not going to get rid of me, Sophia. I'm going to kind of be bugging you. And I bugged her and bugged her. I made flyers without her asking me. I made postcards. I made things and just started sending it to her, like about the about the package policy. And I just kept sending her stuff. And then finally she was like, so, Akira, I think that maybe there's something that you can do. And I'm like, yeah, we gotta fight this package policy. And we did it, we fought it. And I'm here ever since, and I'm not going to go anywhere, because no matter what, like Lucita said, even if my husband was to come out tomorrow, I would still be here, because we have so many of our loved ones in there, and I might not know them, but I know the suffering that is involved. And we have to stand together. We have to stand strong. We have to support one another. We have to make the changes as a group. So I'm grateful, and thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Akira. Sandra, is there anything, anything you want to share?
Yes, I just want to say how grateful I am to be a part of this, because you guys uplift me when I'm down. I can call Akira, Emma, Sophia, a host of you to help me, because you know how I feel. and you just let me vent and talk. And it's a blessing because without you guys, I don't know what I would do. So I am thankful. I'm thankful to be a part of this.
Thank you, Sandra. You know, we definitely want to hear, if they want to, from Sonia Sanchez and from Danny Glover. But before I do that, there are two people, at least three, no, three, who were with us when we did that March for Justice, that 19, no, four people. Stella, how did I miss you? Who walked with us from Harlem to Albany, 19 days. So that was Linda and Penny and Stella, and then Jerry, you were with us part of the time as well. So these are some of the people who were with us from the beginning on that march, and then I'm going to talk to board members in a few minutes, but I want to give them a couple of minutes if any of you want to share your impressions of this evening or just this 5-year journey with us. And I'll guess I'll start with you, Penny, and then I'll just kind of do a round robin.
Okay, thank you, Sophia. I was just saying in the breakout room how much I appreciated this event. You know, we have so few opportunities to hear poems and to see art and to kind of express that side of ourselves and to experience culture. And even as we do all the you know, campaign work and the postcards and all of that, we also need to you know, listen to our hearts and our spirits. And I'm so grateful to be part of AFJ because AFJ creates a community and that, you know, I feel a part of, even though I'm not there on every Thursday meeting. But I do feel a part of this organization so strongly. And that march, the march was a brilliant idea, and it was like amazing. It was amazing. And I remember all the prep emails, you know, like, okay, you know, got to start practicing and, you know, make sure we got the right sneakers and we're all going to be sleeping together. And it was really an extraordinary event, and I'm really happy to have, you know, experienced that, and I'm really happy to be here tonight with everybody. So thank you, Sophia, thank you, AFJ, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Penny. Jerry, anything you want to share? Wait, you're on mute, Jerry.
It was wonderful to see everybody in their homes. It's such a relaxed format. I think it was wonderful to hear people express themselves in such a supportive environment. And I wanted to let everyone know that now that visitations are a lot easier, John Brown Lives is, you know, in the Adirondacks, very close to many of the correctional facilities, and we do stand ready, myself and my friends and John Brown Lives, to give whatever aid we can to families, you know, in their trips to see their loved ones. So please don't forget us.
You definitely know we won't forget you. Friends in the Adirondacks? Absolutely. Okay. So Stella, you know, you're up next.
I knew it was coming. Hey, everybody. I just want to say it's been such a privilege to be able to watch AFJ grow from the moment we went on the march until now. You know, hearing Akira, you tell the story of the package policy. I remember sitting in the WeWork Sophia's in right now, interning, and Sophia turning to me and saying, you know, we have a mom who created this, you know, this flyer for us, and that sparked our whole campaign. And so it's I just feel so lucky to have been there in that moment and to have been there on the march and to just continue to watch AFJ grow and become strong. And it is just such a privilege and an honor to be here with you all. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Stella. Linda.
All right, I have to say it's pretty amazing to work with committed and focused people for change. And I've never met such energized, loving, caring people. And it does so much for me. Because it gave me a real purpose in a way, because I deeply care about the people, I care about the issues, and boom, here we are. But I have a little story to share with you about Sophia. And Sophia knows that I'm a hiker and that I go off in the woods and I can do 10, 12 miles. Guess who could not walk to Albany? Because it was a hard surface. What did I do, Sophia? Maybe 4 days total and 2 different trips or something. But Sophia walked the entire distance. It's just incredible. I don't know if you knew what you were getting yourself into in terms of the pavement. And I was very proud of you. I'm proud of you for a whole lot of reasons. I greatly admire what you're doing for the community. And I'll never forget what you did doing, walking up to Albany. Bless you.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Sonia and Danny, is there anything that you would like to share?
Hi, is Danny still here? I have not been here with this group, but I am just utterly amazed and at the work that is continuing and what you're doing. I taught 5 years up at Graterford Prison before they put me out, right, on a fluke. And what a joy that was, even on the days when it was snowing and it was icy. It was a long drive up to Graterford from where I live. And on some Wednesdays, I would be thinking, you should be home, you're off from school. But when I got inside that tier, there those brothers were all lined up for you to come in. And much joy and much information and much work went on with them for those 5 years until I came back to begin that September. And they said the warden was not going to let me in at that point, right? But I'd like to do a short poem that's 300 Rock organized and asked me to put some lyrics to. I'm going to stay on the battlefield. I'm going to stay on the battlefield. I'm going to stay on the battlefield till I die. I'm going to stay on the battlefield. I'm going to stay on the battlefield. I'm going to stay on the battlefield till I die. I had to come into the city, carrying life in my eyes amid rumors of death, calling out to everyone who would listen. It is time to move us all into another century, time for freedom and racial and sexual justice, time for women and children and men, time for hands unbound. I had to come into the city wearing peaceful breasts and the spaces between us smile. I had to come into the city carrying life in my eyes. I had to come into the city carrying life in my eyes. And they follow us in their cars with their computers, and their tongues crawl with caterpillars, and they bumped us off the road, turned over our cars, and they bombed our buildings, killed our babies, and they shot our doctors, maintaining our bodies, and their courts changed into confessionals, but we kept on organizing, we kept on teaching, believing, loving, doing what was holy, moving to a higher ground, even though our hands were full of slaughtered teeth. But we held out our eyes, delirious with grace. But we held out our eyes, delirious with grace. I'm going to treat everybody right. I'm going to treat everybody right. I'm going to treat everybody right till I die. I'm going to treat everybody right. I'm going to treat everybody right. I'm going to treat everybody right till I die. Come. I say, come, you sitting still in domestic bacteria. Come, I say, come, you standing still in double-breasted mornings. Come, I say, come and return to the fight. This fight for the earth, this fight for our children, this fight for our life. We need your hurricane voices. We need your sacred hands. I say, come, sister, brother, to the battlefield. Come into the rainforest. Come into the hood. Come into the barrio. Come into the schools. Come into abortion clinics. Come into the cities. Come into the voting booths. Come into the prisons. Come and caress our spines. I say, come, wrap your feet around justice. I say, come, wrap your tongues around truth. I say, come, wrap your hands with deeds and prayer. You Latino ones, you Asian ones, you brown ones, you black ones, you gay ones, you white ones, you lesbian ones, you Muslim ones, you Jewish ones, you LGBTQ ones. I say, come, 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 come to this battlefield called life, called life, called life, called life. I'm going to stay on the battlefield. I'm going to stay on the battlefield. I'm going to stay on the battlefield till I die. I'm going to stay on the battlefield. I'm going to stay on the battlefield. I'm going to stay on the battlefield till I die. Come, 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 come to this battlefield called life, 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 life. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh.
Amen.
Powerful.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Amen, a woman.
Thank you. Thank
All right,
you.
hey woman. I love it.
Woman. Yeah.
Sonia, thank you.
Beautiful.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Danny,
Hi.
where you at? Okay.
I'm get kind of emotional. It's one of the reasons I went back to school hearing Sonia read many years ago. And I remember that moment, the first moment, and certainly she has enriched all our lives before that moment, and even more since that moment when I first heard her read. I want to say something because I remember this the extraordinary work of bringing families together, so those loved ones are incarcerated. And I'm just thinking about more than 50 years ago, a group of women came together to call Sisters of Motivation in San Francisco. And they communicated with brothers who were incarcerated. And I remember them coming together, wrote to them. We'd often have they would share their art and to the community. And it was a very powerful expression. As I see so many sisters here, women, sisters here, who were right there in the forefront of this expression, led by an extraordinary sister here. And I'm just, it's not to exclude my brothers here, Samuel and Yaki, not to leave you out of this, you know, but it's certainly the role that they play and have played, whether it was Shaki Bomani 50 years ago, Shirley Leonard, and many others who were involved in that. One of just communicating and saying through their action, we love you. You're with us. You're there, maybe in there, but you're still part of the community. And just in that sense of embracing those who have loved ones, and giving the space, providing the space to care, to love, to support, and be on the battlefield. And on the battlefield. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I know I keep on promising these announcements. Again, thank you to Danny and Sonia for being with us and for sharing. I'm sure that we will carry this evening in our hearts for a long time to come.
Oh, wow.
We have some exciting additional events coming up that I want to tell you about. We've been talking about a family fun day. And hint, Danny is an excellent cook and he bakes, okay? I learned that the hard way when I had the nerve to get involved in a chili cook-off with him. And he beat the heck out of everybody else. So he has promised to make monkey bread for this family fun day that we're gonna have. And Roz and Tina and I went over to Riverbank Park today and scattered out the space. And they are reserving Saturday, June 26th for us. So mark your calendars, everyone. Saturday, June 26th. Danny's supplying the monkey bread. We're going to supply the rest of the food and beverages. The park is supplying the DJ. Grace, I asked intentionally, did the DJ play country western music, because I wasn't going to be able to handle it. And both of the administrators at the park looked at me like, you got to be kidding. Nobody wants to hear country western. So I think we're safe. Anyway, so mark your calendars for June 26th. All right, it'll be a free fun day in the park on that afternoon. And then on September 9th and September 13th, we're going to have 2 panel discussions in partnership with a number of organizations around the country commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Attica uprising. Okay? So those will be 2 panels on the evenings of the 9th and the 13th. We'll send you out more information, but just note your calendars for that very important, those 2 important events. And all of this is part of our 5-year celebration. And last but not least is our gala on October the 1st. Again, mark your calendars. The honorees will be Heather Ann Thompson, who wrote the book, Blood in the Water, which is like the seminal book about the Attica Rebellion and the attempt by the government to cover up what actually happened. And our other honorees will be the Angola 3. Yes, the Angola 3, one of whom unfortunately passed away like a day or so after he was released from prison. October 1st is the anniversary of his release from prison. And so we're going to celebrate our 5-year anniversary and honor the Angola 3 and Heather Ann Thompson on October 1st. Okay? So it's a pretty powerful year for AFJ. Would you agree?
Yes, yes.
And you know, and I'm failing terribly because I'm supposed to do a commercial about AFJ merch. And I'm going to do that in a moment. And of course, I'm supposed to show the text to donate slide again, which Em's going to save me from myself, and she'll do that. But I want to take a moment. Yes, we can do that. I want to take a moment to really recognize our board members. Some of whom are with us tonight: Sam Roberts, Danny Glover, Rosalind Morrison, and Sheena Edmund Hamilton. I don't know if any of you want to say anything this evening briefly before we close out, but I want to say that the board is the wind beneath the wings of AFJ. They work tirelessly most of the time behind the scenes. And I am not kidding you when I tell you we have board meetings at 8 o'clock in the morning. All right. Now, Danny lives on the West Coast, which means at 5 o'clock in the morning, he's us, okay? But he's hanging with us tough because he really believes in what we're doing is to all of our board members. So if any of you, Sam, Raj, Sheena, and if you want, any of you want to say another couple of words before I do the closing remarks, this is that moment.
What I always say. Oh, sorry. Did I just cut over somebody? Sorry.
Go for it, Sam. Go for it, Sam.
I was going to say, I'm going to say what I always say, Sophia. God bless you and the work that you do and the work that AFJ does. And I'm just really happy to be here, happy to be on the board, and happy to be here this evening. I'm sorry that I got here a little bit late. I was coming from another meeting, but this has been a great way to end my evening, or to end my day and to end my week. And so happy to be here. So thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Sam and Danny were founding members of AFJ's board. So kudos, they hung with me through thick and thin and back again. So I appreciate that. Raj, Sheena, Danny, anything you want to say?
Just very briefly, this event has been even more dynamic than I imagined that it would be. And I was already looking forward to it, you know, working behind the scenes to help with the planning. Karima is amazing. Sophia had been singing her praises, and she was even more impressive than what Sophia had told us. and really just all the contributors, the performers. This was just a really beautiful evening. It really touched my heart for many reasons, and just kind of reinforces why AFJ is so important to me and makes such an incredible difference in the world. For such a young organization, we're talking about year 5, and the sky is truly the limit, and AFJ has shown that. Just such an impact for a short period of time. So kudos to everyone, snaps up, and much love, and thank you.
Thank you, Raj. Sheena, you want to
I
share?
just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to be on this journey with you, Sophia. It's been a pleasure, and it's been also a pleasure to work with Roz and everyone on the board. So thank you for all that. And I really enjoyed Karima as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Danny.
I can't do any better than what what Sheena and Rosalind and certainly Sam has done. You know, it's been a journey. I've had the opportunity to be along the side with Sophia in several journeys. And one of the great people that I had a chance to know for a long time was very close in that journey. And as I see her continue the work that spans so long over a period of time, I'm glad to be on that same journey, and so to meet other allies on that journey who add to the extraordinary experience of this great poet who we just heard read and everything else. And I don't know if I got that much time left, but I tell you what, it's been a great opportunity to be able to shape my world around what's important, and certainly this is important and essential. What's important is and essential, and the work that is done with AFJ has been that. And I think all of you who've come on board, who bring a new energy, everyone on the board. And I think I'm almost a senior citizen on the board, but I'm quite the senior citizen on the board. But I'm so proud of the board that has kept going, that meets on time, all the time, at that early time in the morning, and up and basically pushed this forward. The work that they've done in the previous 4 celebrations of the annual celebrations for AFJ is continues to grow and expand and become even more imaginative. And I feel so proud of all the board members who participate in that. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. So before we close one, I want to give another shout out to Karima. Can we all do that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you know, my alter ego, Emily, who likes to stay behind the scenes, that's another part of the wind beneath the wings of AFJ. She's our development director and in charge of operations as well. And I will say she carries that extraordinarily well, okay? And I know you're still trying to stay off the screen, Em, I know you are, but can we give her a shout out, even though she's trying not to be on the screen? Let's give her some applause. She can...
Woo! Emily. Emily.
Even though she didn't give us those 2 extra break room minutes, we still love you, Em.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, woman, Emily.
And I also want to give an extra shout out to Phoebe, who's holding it down as our Central New York coordinator solo, all right?
And those of you
Absolutely.
who
Yay,
finished up with your
Phoebe!
Yeah. TV.
Woo. Okay, last but not least, thank you, Emily, because you know I was getting ready to goof up the technology. So some of you have been able to sport this very fashionable gear, your AFJ hoodies or t-shirts. We also have tote bags. We just don't talk about them a lot. So if you want to get some AFJ merch, you can go on our website and get it. In fact, you know you have to get it because you don't want to be walking around this summer looking tacky. All right. So, and for I think one of my board members, Sam, told me that he's worn his shirt so much he needs to get a replacement. So that's a good thing too. So please go on our website, get yourself some AFJ merch. And we have little people sizes. If you have grandchildren or children who you're still talking to that you want to get a shirt or a hoodie, please do that too. And I think I have one more thing I'm supposed to say.
One last thing I want to ask you. Do you guys have AFJ sneakers?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes, there's still time. Okay.
Time.
What I do want to say is this. Over time, in every country where the people's will has prevailed and they have been able to take over and build a better world for themselves, they have used culture as a tool for change. And so kicking off our 5-year anniversary with a cultural event is very intentional. It's not accidental. I remember last year when docs suspended visits and we had our first open community organizing meeting for family members who were dealing with the devastation of not being able to see their loved ones. And I think it's fair to say we spent the next 2 hours together sobbing. Everybody remember that? Well, we didn't get to do a whole lot of work, but we worked through a few boxes of tissues, right? And I am so proud to say that now when we get together on Thursday evenings and we meet every Thursday night, I don't think we even found a tissue box, right? Because we've been about the people's work. Not that we don't have emotions, not that we don't sometimes get sad, but we're very clear about the fact that we're not only fighting for ourselves, but for all the 32,000 family members, the 32,000 families and the 32,000 people who are incarcerated, who may not make it onto that Zoom call on Thursday night, but who will benefit from the work that we're doing. And it is that determination that's driven by love for the people that makes me so very, very thankful to have the opportunity to take this journey with all of you. And I look forward to us being together in Riverbank Park on the 26th of June. Bring your dancing shoes. You don't have to cook. The whole thing is going to be catered. Bring your appetites. Danny, bring the monkey bread. So on that note, I want to say thank you again for joining us. Much love to all of you. And I look forward to building a better world together.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Sophia.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Sophia.
you. Good night,
Love
everybody.
everybody. Good night.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.
I see
Good
Mr.
night.
Sophia.
Thank you.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good night.
Too.
Good night. Good night,
Right.
everybody.
Good night, Kenya.
Good night. Sandra, call me.
Good
Call me,
night.
Sandra.
Night, night.
Okay. Bye now. All right.
All right. Good night.
Bye.